Yeah. Woo. Let's go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Wake up.
First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Wake up, 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 wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Welcome. Fresh edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Happening right now, y'all.
Wake up from this dream. Life is not what it seems. This culture's not your reality. You better unplug or be a casualty.
Shout out to Sherman Wells.
Is keeping us off from our great. We gotta spread the love and stop hating. Then rearrange these front pages.
Time to wake up.
To building our wealth. We moving in stealth. Milking the game till there's nothing left. And teaching my people.
Hey.
I'm crashing on competition. That's an interference with the mission, man. We tired of listening, so we standing up. Unification amongst us. Wake up, 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 wake up.
Time to wake up. It is the 14th of November, 2025. It's a Friday. So, yeah, lucky us for some. It's a Friday. Appreciate you joining us early this morning. How y'all doing? I see people getting up early with us. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, YouTube going off. RG giving us a good morning. House gives us a good Friday morning. And Mad Love from Las Vegas. Appreciate that. Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning. Also, Marlon Harrison says, good morning, First Sky family, and happy TGIF, everyone. Yesterday was my birthday, chapter 31. All right,
Marlon. Happy belated.
What's up? Yeah, he said he's celebrating all week long. What you gonna do?
Okay. Oh, hey, look out.
RG says Friday, yippee skippies. Leia Keister in the chat with the yippee skippies.
Your turn. Is my turn? My turn.
Your turn.
Happy Fry Yippa. Is that a Yippa? Remix it. Happy Fry Yippa yee Yippa yee yay yo yip yo.
Ooh, she tried to throw you off today.
Try to hit me with a curveball.
Try to hit you with the remix.
Man, how'd I do? Let me know.
You did good. Yeah, you did. You killed it. Killed the game. That's what's up.
Yeah, it gets the brain going.
Mama God gives us a good morning, fam. Julie Princess says Friday is here. Good morning, fam. Appreciate you guys getting up early with us. Yeah. Did you guys get some sleep? How was your barely. I'm still tired. It's been a long week. Been a long week. Not over yet.
He says Friday. Do you feel lucky, punk? Do you?
Yeah, I don't reference that propaganda. It's going down right here on First Sky Omaha. And guess what? It is a Friday. The weekend's coming up. We do have a lot of things going on this weekend, and we definitely want to talk about them. If you have haps happening this weekend that you think we need to be hearing about too, definitely put them in the chat. Put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Definitely want to talk to you about them. And anticipate our special guests. We got special guests coming in today. Miss Katie Raine is coming through. Raines Productions, and also Jared Hall is coming through. 3 a.m. Luxury. Be getting introduced to him if you don't know him already. And we'll talk about some good stuff today. What kind of day is it today, buddy? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. Yeah, a little tired, just burning it on both ends. But I'm here. Definitely looking forward to today's conversation. Looking forward to today's guest, as you just mentioned. Little Love Supreme Friday, can always
there you go.
Make room for that. Makes room for that.
That's the kind of day it is. It's a Love Supreme Friday for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So actually, hopefully have enough time to get into some conversations, have some threads want to lay, man. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So yeah. How you doing, man?
Yeah, hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. Like I said, lots going on. I'm gonna jump into it. Appreciate you coming on in. Heather Williams said, good morning, everyone. Also, Marlon said, Paul needs that drunk ship. You ain't lying. Man. Going down. Whew. Yeah, it's a long day and it ain't over yet. Still got more to do today. But let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of community updates because they are pretty extensive this time around. Some things happening. It's going down. First of all, it's about that time again for lawyers in the city. Shout out to Heart Ministry Center, who is putting these on. The 14th is the next one. That's today. Today, as a matter of fact, what time? 10 to noon. These workshops go on. You can go talk to a lawyer, ask him some questions about a bunch of different subjects: divorce, custody, other family law matters, wills, powers of attorney, so on and so forth. You can hit them up over at Heart Ministry Center, the second floor classroom, 2221 Wirt Street in Omaha, Nebraska. From 10 to noon, go ask your questions, man. We're gonna always big up any of our partners that have these free clinics and free events going on. that normally costs a little pretty penny. If you want to call a lawyer, ask some questions, you got to be on retainer and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if it's free, it's free, and hit it up for sure. So appreciate that very much. Also, don't forget there is the protest against the McCook ICE detention facility, formerly work ethic camp, from 11 to 2 this Saturday. That's tomorrow, November 15th. And there's some information on it there. A place on McCook on the east side of the road where they're going to meet up. If you got any more information on this, please put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Again, we pulled this from First Sky Omaha, and then it disappeared. So I didn't get to note who's the one that put this up. So we need a little bit more information on this. But if you know anything about it, let us know, and definitely understand that it's going on. That's the main part.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, the OEAA Awards is happening on February 15th. We're talking about it early because we definitely want to make sure that we get everybody there. It's going to be at the Admiral again this year, 2234 South 13th Street. That's the old Sokol Auditorium. I'm gonna call him Sokol. Man. Admiral's going down. The OEAAs, get your tickets, get ready for this. Nominees are getting ready to drop, I believe today. Our nominee reveal is happening today, so look out for that. I think we're gonna tap in as well, so it'll be on First Sky Omaha as well as the OEAA channel. And we'll check it out. Recognize and celebrate local artists, musicians, and performers. We've been talking about how important an award situation is in the city in order to make it thrive. So let's keep supporting this. People are putting a lot of work in. I mean, I'm behind the scenes watching everybody work tirelessly to put this on. So let's definitely support, and also a good opportunity to support all the performers and artists, the Love Supreme Warriors, if you will.
Man, it's a lot of them
in the game. A lot of them for sure. Also, this is one of the things we're going to be talking to Miss Katie Raine about today. The Too Funny Omaha is going down. We went to the October 26th to check out some of the comedians. It's actually a contest, so they're kind of narrowing down who's the winner, because the winner will open for D.L. Hughley at the Highland Performing Arts Center coming up. So that's what's up. Is get down to the wire. The 16th. This is happening Sunday, the 16th at the Level Event Center. Like I said, we'll talk more to Katie Raine about this event that she's putting on here for sure. Also, don't forget the holidays is coming up, and there's Christmas assistance available. You definitely want to check in, tap in here, and see the dates and the sign up locations according to your zip code. Again, we'll put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha, so you can look at this a little bit deeper. But if you need some assistance during Christmas, this is a way to do it. Salvation Army is doing pretty big things. They've been doing it, and they got some new stuff happening in the building over there on Cummings. We'll be talking. Actually bringing somebody on to talk about that new construction and some things that's coming up. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, start looking around. Even though we'll be talking about some of the benefits, partial benefits have returned. There's still a need at the food banks. There's still a need for people to get some help during the holidays, and this is one way to do it.
Yeah.
Another way to do it is this Love Can Thanksgiving pop-up that's coming up. Even before Christmas, people might need some help with the Thanksgiving pop-up. This is happening, brought to you by Mr. Picnic, North Omaha Community Partnerships, and Smoke and Barrel Barbecue. I said, join us on Thanksgiving Day, 11/27, from 1 to 8 for a complimentary warm meal and community. So if you're in need of a warm meal on that day, definitely check it out. Matoyer's Event Center, 2525 North 37th Street in Omaha. And we'll put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha as well. We can't forget about our partners, man, over here at Stable Gray, who's got the Parlor Awards happening today. It's happening today over at Culture House. So it's a beautiful thing. I didn't realize how it's a pretty much all day affair. So the conference starts at noon. It goes to 6. The award ceremony starts at 8 to 9:30, and then they're gonna keep on partying from 10 to midnight. You know, some young folks that's throwing this gonna be here in 12 hours
all day.
You didn't put in there the nap time. The nap time in between 4 and 6 before we come back to the event. No, I'm just playing. You gotta hang out 12 to 6. The conference award ceremony 8 to 9:30. The after party 10 to midnight. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, then you can go to their official website, the Parlor Awards, and get those tickets. Of course, they're all over social media as well, because that's what they do. Man. So definitely check them out. We'll have that in Friends of First Sky Omaha for you to do that. But yes, Parlor Awards is going down, man. Culture House is going to be thriving today in a big way. So all about it. Also, our partners over there at the Union for Contemporary Art have the holiday extravaganza going down. This is written and directed by Kathy Tyree, the famous Kathy Tyree. And look at all these performers, man. The cast, yeah, the cast is going down. Danny Cleveland is one of my favorite talents in Omaha for real. So I'm anxious to hear everybody going down. Everybody that's here in the cast, they're gonna do a cabaret style evening of heartwarming seasonal classics, dazzling performances, and joyful entertainment for audience of all ages. Shout out to the Union for putting this down, and of course it's going to be at the Shirley Tyree Theater. So that's what's up, man.
So glad to see that theater back activated. Even looks like they got the Tyree in it, DJ Tyree.
And Kathy Tyree writing and directing, and they're gonna do it in the Shirley Tyree Theater. It's going
man. Legacy can continue, and also Eric Lawson, Danny Cleveland. You know, got some heavyweights,
heavy hitters. So it's going to be an extravaganza.
Hey,
extravaganza is going down. Shout out to the Union for Contemporary Art. One more, and then we get to the thread. The Open the Mind Mental Health and Creative Workshop. I've been waiting to post on this one because I got this one a while back, but it's coming up November 18th, starting at 6 p.m. Spellbound Board Game Cafe. I'm hearing a lot more about Spellbound. A lot of people who are doing a lot of work right now in the media field has been talking about this board game cafe. And also shout out to Afro Capes and Curls who are also proponents of the board game culture out here. But anyways, going down over at Spielbound, 3229 Harney Street. And it's Andre Sessions Jr. There's a multidisciplinary artist. It's going to be there. A couple other folks too, Seth Bench, Sam Bench, the Bench Brothers. They're going to be talking a little bit about mental health and through the lens of a creative workshop. So it should be very interesting. Definitely check that out as well. And we'll also put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha too. So that's about it right now. I'm going to save some of the more of these community updates a little later on in the show. We highly encourage you to stick around, share the show on your page. If you're on Facebook, share it on your main page. And if you're on YouTube, do us a favor and share the link. We definitely want to get as many people in as we possibly can in order to have a deeper discussion and also to talk a little bit more about what's happening this weekend. It is Friday, so we want to talk about the haps. It's going down. Love Supreme Friday. Don't forget, special guests coming up. Stick around. Katie Raine will be joining us soon. And then a little later on the show, Jared Hall from 3 a.m. Luxury will be joining us as well. A couple of Love Supreme warriors. It's going down.
Man, so...
Yep.
I thought you were gonna tee me up.
I was getting ready to. I looked at the chat for a second and it was like, oh, let me. Yeah. I appreciate everybody in the chat as well. That's chiming in. Sean McCarthy is giving us a morning. Everyone, happy Friday. Appreciate that. Kimmer Snipes gives us a good morning, and also happy birthday to Marlon. Kimmer said you can walk to the Admiral. You live that close to the Sokol? That's what's up. I appreciate that. Walter Lewis gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Yep. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that jumping in. RG says, I ain't even mad at you. Get them steps in, talking about walking to the gig. I really love living in a place where you can walk to the gig. That's super, super important. So yeah. And walk home. That's even more important. Then you can have a couple drinks, you know.
That part.
Anyway, with that said, 7:13 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. What is the thread for today, buddy?
Yeah. Again, talking about a few things, as you mentioned, we do have our guests. I actually like how you teed up the show on Friends Of. For those who saw the post, Paul B kind of reminding us it is a Love Supreme Friday. And today, although we will dive into some news stories, we have some updates. Of course, there's some changes with the SNAP benefits. The government is back open. Some things happening here locally that we want to let you know about. But today is definitely a Love Supreme Friday, talking about reminding us to laugh and look fly as we talk to our guests. And actually, I do want to dive a little bit into history. We've been talking about time here on the show. And again, as you look forward, you kind of learn from the past and looking back in order to build that path forward. So we'll be talking about that throughout the second hour. But again, in the meantime, in between time, we do have some news stories to dive into, looking at what's going on, kind of sticking with the affirmative style as I've been laying here on this season. And so community members around 19th and Charles taking the matters into their own hands, making the community the way that they want to see it. Talking about this pilot program for the homeless encampment, still an issue in the community. People chiming up, people responding, people mobilizing. we'll be talking about it. Also, I want to hear your words, hear what you have to say on this possible delay, again, kicking the can down the road yet again for OPPD, asthma, man, coal, still an issue. North Omaha, the history of redlining still rearing its ugly head. We'll talk about the latest update again with the North Omaha power station. Also, speaking of updates, it looks like Snap is getting an update in the tune of a partial payment. Again, not the full allotment going out to families, but they're getting a little something. So we'll talk about what that means, what to look out for those of you who have questions. Hopefully, we can give you some information, some avenues to look into, and again, jumping into the larger picture of the government. Again, the longest government shutdown in the nation's history now coming to an end. But what does that mean? How long will this last? Not that long, actually. So we'll talk about the details with that situation and what we're going to do about it. Again, as our style here on the show, not enough to talk about the issues, but what can we do about it? What has been done about it? And where we're going to go from here. So again, all that and more throughout the next 2 hours live here on First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Hey, again, let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. Already active in the chat. So keep it coming, man. Let us know what's going on. If there's anything we're missing the mark on, again, let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
What's the word?
Yeah, 7:16 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. And by the way, speaking of time, how did the people that created the first clock know what time it was? Shout out to everybody who put this out. They said they thought of me when they saw this and put it in Smokey sitting there with some West Coast philosophizing. Y'all crack me up. We'll take a quick break and come right back again. You're listening to First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, buddy to God. Stay tuned, y'all. Welcome back. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, buddy to God. Man, I forgot to tell you, I went to the library opening yesterday.
Man, how was it?
It was a beautiful thing.
So it's done. The interior, everything is done.
The interior, so this is the second phase. So the first one I went to was a hard hat tour that didn't have any of the internal fixtures done. This time, all the internal fixtures were done, but the artwork and the furniture and stuff is not in yet. But all the internal fixtures all the rooms are made. You got to see the do space area. You ain't even gonna believe it, bro. Videos coming soon, but here's a little. Yeah, man. People say it look like a spaceship on the outside, look like a spaceship on the inside. It's dope. I'm very, very. This is on some Jocelyn caliber.
Really?
There's no other library in the country like this. There's an automated robot retrieval system that is the only one in the whole country where you can grab anything in less than a minute.
So AI librarian.
It's going down, bro. It's going down, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as we go here because Mary Ewing was there. He had some things to say, and a bunch of heavy hitters, a bunch of people. We were rubbing some serious elbows over there at the library last night. The main branch library on 72nd and Dodge is out of control. We will absolutely have to talk about a shout out to the Omaha Public Library and everybody that is behind this one. It's people gonna be coming from far and wide to see this, bro. It's gonna be a
Really?
destination spot.
The library.
The library. It's like a museum. It's incredible. It's incredible. We'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it. I
Looks
didn't
like
show. I didn't show the outside.
Man,
You
looks-
Man,
man. Yeah, Pops in the chat. He says, man, now that is a library.
bro, you don't even understand. You don't even understand. Shout out to Celeste Butler, One Love fam coming in.
Jeez,
I got to hang out with her last night at the library opening.
okay.
Yes, we're gonna have some representation in the library as well. Shout out to Celeste Butler, one of my favorite artists of all time.
Yeah. Got in the art competition. Got some art up in there.
It's going down. It's going down. RG talking about Death Star. Y'all better look. Y'all better quit tripping. It do look like something from outer space, but it's dope. Super dope. Super dope. Kimber in the chat saying we'll be presenting our strategic plan. Can't wait. Can't wait. She said giving away a total of 10,000 for 10 neighborhood projects.
Okay.
She gonna put it in friends of. Give us some access first. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. There's lots to talk about. We need to have you on the show to talk about a few things. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
that's stuff coming up. Got to hang with Kimber the last couple of days too. So yeah, we'll be talking about some stuff, man. I'm very anxious to see. 2026 is gonna be something else. There's gonna be a lot going on for real.
There is that feeling, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the meantime, man, in anticipation of our special guest coming in very shortly, let's go ahead and get the conversation started. What's first on the agenda, buddy?
Yeah, as I mentioned, starting off with a little bit of the affirmative, folks in the community making the spaces and places that they would like to see. That is the season's theme. Again, space is the place. And this is actually coming out of KMTV3. Shout out to Melissa Wright for the report, as always,
Hey.
in the realm of housing. Again, affordable housing, as you know, some people would like to call it. What is income based housing, or what is the actual term that Brother Anthony Rogers Wright is helping us with? If you're in the chat, let us know. But again, this is specifically talking about the encampment situation that has been ongoing. Of course, there's been a few ordinances put out, but we're now 2 weeks into the mayor's encampment pilot program, which launched on November 1st. The plan focuses on clearing encampments on city-owned property and partnering with private property owners to enforce rules and ensure people living in camps receive support. So again, this is a turn away from the criminalizing of homelessness, really, as we've seen with some of the ordinances, and more of a support route. Again, a threshold continuum of care will also be part of this. But in this particular story, it is interesting. It looks like the people weren't waiting for this to go into effect, or for the city citizens around the area of 19th and Charles apparently cleaned up a site their own after really being tired of it, saying this is one citizen, Shelly Hollis, saying it's like year after year we go through the same thing. He's reached out to the city, his city council member, and law enforcement, asking for help addressing both the encampment and illegal dumping in the area. I'm sure a lot of us have seen, sites with couches, tires, all kinds of things just sitting in the community. Paul, if you remember, right around the corner from the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, that was the issue. So again, as a community, he added, we feel that we're going to have to volunteer and do some things on our own to make sure it gets done. Last week, neighbors stepped in and cleaned the site themselves. Hollis says the trash, drug use, and ongoing concerns tied to homelessness makes the area difficult for residents to manage alone. So again, the pilot program is underway. There are services for those individuals, but here we are, community members taking it upon themselves, getting active, getting mobilized to clean up the community themselves, and not waiting for city officials or the police to come through. This can be a kind of a slippery slope, if you have people going into encampments and cleaning things up. But at the same time, as I mentioned, I saw some of those encampments when I was in Omaha this last time for the Fun Fest. And I'll be honest, like I drove past a park where there's an encampment. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't take my kids there, so to have that as a community park and not feel like you can take your children there, that is something that needs to be addressed. And also some of the, dangers that come with these encampments. So again, we're going away from and criminalizing and locking up those brothers and sisters just for being, houseless. But here we are, 2 weeks into the pilot program. Sister Tamara Dwyer is in the chat. Thank you for joining the conversation. What are your thoughts on how the pilot program is going? Community members, what are your thoughts about the prospect of having to go in and clean those things up yourself? Where are we in this situation? Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. Again, Tamara Dwyer, who is the city's coordinator, is in the chat. She says, we have cleaned up, and adjacent property owners have cleaned up this area several times over many years. So again, it seems like some residents in the area are kind of tired of this going on over the years. So is there a solution in sight? What's you, Paul?
That's a good question. I'm kind of thinking about it. I mean, I know there's some other backstory here. Tamara Dwyer's in the chat talking about that a little bit. She says it's a tough spot in general that changes almost every day. Those lots are not parks. They used to be, but were changed a few years ago. So maybe a lot of these people are thinking it's still a park. I'm not sure. So yeah, a little backstory here. I appreciate that backstory because when I first looked at the article, I got a little nervous. I said, I'm on like you're saying, buddy, a slippery slope. I don't think that I don't know if neighbors ought to be going out cleaning up spots, when the people who are there are not there, come back and find their stuff gone. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that can go down here. It's probably more efficient to contact somebody like Tamara Dwyer, just make sure that it's on the radar before they start making some moves. Also, I want to see more about the plan that the mayor has. That I want to know more about that and what that's going to mean as far as action is concerned. But to me, I think it's a touchy subject there because you're dealing with people who are in a situation where that's where they're planted at the moment, and they got their belongings and their stuff, and in order to try to feel halfway safe somewhere, that's where they're at. So if you're just going to go out and start doing stuff because you don't like how it looks, I don't know if that's the move either. But luckily, like we got people like Tamara Dwyer who's out here that's working diligently in the situation and even has backstory on certain areas and stuff like that. And we definitely need to check in first before we start making our own moves. Is my idea.
Yeah, I do want to clarify on the two different things. I think there is a separation that needs to be made. Tamara is still in the chat. She says there's also has been lots of illegal dumping happening from other people, which is something different than an encampment. Again, as I mentioned, if you remember around the corner from the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, there was that spot where it'd be tires and old broken up dressers and couches and all kinds of things there. That should, I don't blame or mind the community going to clean those things up. We actually like to see more of those types of efforts as far as community cleanups. Shout out to those of you who are doing those things. But definitely agree with what you're saying as far as a homeless encampment situation. And it almost comes to mind like, why wait till it gets to that point for the community to activate? Like if we see brothers and sisters in the community struggling with housing, how can we as a community and as government officials wrap ourselves around them to make sure that they don't have to go to an encampment? Or like how do we activate as a community before people get to that point? It's just a thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think that there are people working on it, and we'll dig into it more and see what the mayor has laid out. We'll see, talk to Ms. Dwyer as well to see if there's maybe some hotlines or something there that we can kind of coordinate a little bit better when that happens, and like you said, coordinate a little sooner if possible to get some help for them. She also says about that situation, lots of people hanging out that stay at Sienna, since it's just a couple blocks away. So that's also something to look into too. Where are they getting some help from? How far away are some of these places? So yeah, lots going on there. She also says it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks in. This is new. We're trying to figure this out as we go. We are doing something that hasn't been done in Omaha before. So yeah, we gotta give it a little time.
For sure. I think the fact of the matter is we're all in it together to figure this solution out. I think we all like to see something different for our houseless brothers and sisters, if they want something different for themselves, and making sure people get the services that they need. So Tamara, we're connected, you're tuned in. However we can help, if anybody has any sources, any pain points, let us know. Let's try to figure it out together.
Most def. I really appreciate you coming in the chat and adding to it. And we got the best chat ever, man. We start talking about something, and then the the experts chime in. That's what's up.
People right on the front lines with it. That's what it's about. Again, community having a conversation. So with that, let's move it along.
Let's do that because it's actually 7:29 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're going to take a quick break because we got our special guest already waiting in the wings. So we're going to go ahead and bring her in. Stay tuned. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. I'm Paul B. He's Buddy the Guy. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the Guy. And she is Katie Raine in the chat. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, I like those earrings.
Ooh, thanks. Yeah. I was like, ooh, let's do something bright. Something bright.
I mean, they're colorful and stuff. Yeah.
Love it.
Ain't gonna lie, I'm still kind of sleepy.
It's open the show. We kind of sleepy too doing it. Don't you worry about a thing. So we be half asleep on this show most of the time.
Running on fumes.
Yeah. How you doing this morning?
Well, I just told you.
Sleepy, that's it, huh?
Hey, I be on it.
There you go.
Tea. Let me get that tea in my system. So I'm here.
All right, appreciate it. For those of you who don't know who this is Miss Katie Raine. She has a company called Raines Productions. I don't know who wouldn't know who she is, but yeah, she's been on here. She's a friend of First Sky Omaha. She been hanging with us back Mind and Soul days, even with Raines. What was it? The
Detox
Magic, the Detox. That's right. We had a show going, all kinds of stuff. So you've been in the First Sky fam for a minute. We appreciate you doing a lot of good work these days as well. You still doing the juice business? I heard you were doing some deliveries the other day, right?
Yeah, I'm actually picking back up on that. I'm very excited about it. Partnering with Vado and Gourmandies Donuts. We kind of been working on it for a while now, but it's about to be on delivery. I don't have to deliver it no more. So it's about to be on DoorDash and things like that, and in a couple spots, and then we can talk about that at a later date. But I have a spot as well.
Okay.
That I'm excited getting that into motion. So
you got a lot going on.
I do.
Did you say you was partnered with a donut company so we can get donuts and juice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
gourmet
donuts.
So I can eat bad and then get healthy and all in the same order. I love it. That's the dichotomy of me. I love that very much.
Honestly, it took me a while to come around to the concept. Like what you just said, I'm like, wait. Juice and donuts, but hey, donuts go in the morning flow.
We don't. I don't know how much. I don't know too much about that business at all. Is it a local? Obviously, a local business, right? The donut business.
Actually, Gourmandies. I used to help Vado out a lot with it, and I just kind of like always built up my brand in return, if that makes sense. But he used to be open and operating in Atlanta, Africa. So it's just now getting to Omaha.
I gotta learn more about him. Go ahead.
Yeah, is this DJ Vado's company? Is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just did a grand opening at the Daily. It's off of Center Street.
It's all coming together now. Now I'm getting the whole picture.
Yeah.
Love it. Appreciate you. Okay, well, you are here. People know you from a bunch of different things. Of course, you're a model. You have an agency as well, so you help young ladies in the business. You're an artist. You're a person who is into health and wellness. So you have a juice company, And you also are, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you also are a person who is a event coordinator, and you have been in that game for a very long time as well. And that's what we're going to hear. That's kind of what we're talking about today, right? The event that's coming up that you got going on. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, I do want to double back. Culture
Mhm.
House just had its fashion show. I helped to
Yes.
originate and start that.
Yeah.
I got to peep in and check out that show. Once again, it was very dope.
Yeah.
A very dope show. That's a platform for models, artists, makeup artists, hairstylists. You know, like
Designers.
it's a big deal. So I just wanted to double back and say that that there's just
Actually,
another successful
uh,
show there. Yeah.
on that note, 3 a.m. luxury, they the brand will be having on later. He's been in that fashion show, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
actually I wasn't too involved this time with the
Mhm.
show in particular. But like I said, I helped to originate it. But the last two times that I was in the show, I was actually styled by Status.
Mm.
And that was a boutique that had his purses and handbags
Mhm.
for a while. They carried them. They were in Exarban in Omaha, and they also had a location in Lincoln. But yeah, I got a chance to wear the purses in the show. But
Love that.
we've been talking for a while about me modeling for him, and was that this week
Yeah,
or was
I
that
think
last
so.
week? I did it. I just did a shoot with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the
Yeah.
social media blast on that. That's another reason why we push real hard. Shout out to Linda, part of the First Sky fam. Now that was like we need to put them on the same show, and I was in gave me the whole picture. I was like, yes, yes. So we'll be talking to Jared a
Yeah.
little bit later on in
when
the
when
show.
you when you sent me when you sent me that, I was like, oh, Jared, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, our theme today really is like, we talk a lot about the news and everything that's going on, and there's a lot of heavy discussion that happens all week. But on Fridays, we kind of look at that as like Love Supreme Friday, and we call you guys Love Supreme Warriors, people that are in the arts that are pushing positivity. That in the midst of a bunch of things that's going on, we still need to
Right.
laugh, be happy, have fun, be fly,
Man.
all that stuff too, even with the current administration and everything that we got going on in this country. So we really appreciate you, and this is the appropriate day for you to come on our show to kind of talk about those things, because you're on the front lines of that part of us. Everything that we're out here fighting for and trying to keep our freedoms for is so we can do stuff like how you're doing it in the community, and really being a part of these big things that are happening. So we really appreciate that. Really appreciate.
Me too.
I went to uh the first comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Uh.
Where's the flyer at? Where's that flyer at? Go ahead,
So
go ahead.
yeah. Sunday it's coming back. Too
Yep.
funny Omaha. The stage don't lie.
So you
It's
sure
gonna be
don't.
at the
It don't.
the Level Event Center. This actually. You want to know something? I heard a little bit of like negative feedback from it,
Mm,
and it was like kind of on the lines of like, why do we gotta pay to register and do all this and do all that? And
mm,
I just want to be very open and honest with that. This is not our first time doing it.
mm-hmm,
The first time we did it, they opened up for Mike Epps, so it's
Mm.
mm-hmm,
um like you mentioned in the beginning of the show, I've been rocking and rolling for events for years.
mm-hmm,
So that's a good thing. That means that I have connects. But you can't just open up for free for something like that. And
Tell
you
me about
have
it.
to invest in yourself
right,
sometimes. So if this ain't the platform for you, it's not the platform for you.
right.
So I just want to be very open and honest about that, because $45 to register for this should not break your pockets like that.
Mm,
And again, anybody, my line is always open. If they want me to explain what that fee is for, I'm open to do so. But
mm-hmm,
it's not free for us to do what we do.
Right. Well, you're in the inside,
It
so you've
takes
been
a lot to have a photographer pull up,
mhm.
to pay for the venue, to
Right.
pay for promotions.
Yeah, you got to support the scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm just saying,
You're on the inside. You're on the inside of that situation, so you're hearing a lot of that kind of feedback. But the general public, I don't think is hearing a lot of that feedback. It's been pretty positive all around town.
that's good.
Everybody's really hyped about the fact that there's an opportunity to be able to open for DL Hughley, which is huge. So to me,
Yeah.
it looks like in partnership with Omaha Performing Arts because they're going to be at Holland Performing
Yep.
Arts Center. So this is a huge opportunity, and it's something that I feel like is a thing that raises the level in Omaha in a
Yep.
huge way. You know what I'm saying? Puts us on the same stage as, anytime you bring a internationally known comedian to town and you can have local people open. This goes for music, this goes for comedy, it goes for anything. If you can bring an international star to town and you can have local folks showcase their talent as the opener, then you're raising the level of arts and entertainment in the area. So I appreciate what you're doing. Like I say, you're getting a lot of good feedback
Thank
on
you.
this. We went to the first one and it was hilarious. So this is the second one coming up November 16th in
Yep.
2 days. Same place, level event center.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw the dude who won. I forgot what his name was. The dude who won the last one had us cracking
Uh,
up.
yeah. So the top 3 this time is Beeee, Malcolm Tiller, and then ooh,
It's still early. It's still early.
Get the naming, folks.
it is too early, but hey, give me a second. I can't do that.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a second in the chat. Kethro's in the chat. Shout out to
Yeah.
Kethro. He says that show is A1. That's what's up. Yep.
Kethro, that's a
Yeah.
Gemini friend.
We got the Gemini crew in the house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, let us know. So those top 3 that you're trying to find the name is going to be at this November 16th event. They're gonna compete with the new people competing that day.
How's that working?
no, okay. So the first go round, that's
Mhm.
who won top 3.
Oh,
So
okay.
we opened it up to 30, and that was another thing. We had a platform to open it up to 30 individuals, but I believe 10 signed up. And so the top 3 from the first round, they get to compete for top 3 this time, and all 3 they win a money prize no matter what, but the winner will be on stage for at least 5 minutes opening up for DL Hughley at the Holland.
That's
Man,
what's up.
the literal king of comedy coming.
Literal.
Right, that
Literal.
part.
Tim Clark is in the chat.
So it's Beezy,
Mhm.
Bud Rail, and Malcolm Tiller.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Top 3. Tim Clark is in the chat. Appreciate you getting up too. I've been seeing a whole lot of material that you've been
Tim's in
shooting
the
over to
chat.
us as well. Yep. Appreciate your part in all this. You guys had a pretty stellar lineup of judges at the last one that I saw.
We didn't
Yeah,
even get to that. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Tell us
So
about
we
the
had
judges.
some stellar judges. So who's to say the judges wasn't watching you and
Yeah, that's
spreading
what's
the
up.
word to their network. So
Absolutely. Who was?
yeah,
I know Jewel Rogers was one of the judges. I remember that. Michael Scott, one of the judges. Who else was?
wait a minute, talking about Nebraska's poet,
Yeah, for
Michael
real.
Scott, talking about a living legend.
Did you say lizard legend? I mean living.
That too. If you up on game with that,
Right.
he was one of the first to go viral with the lizard.
Really
Yep.
was. Really was.
And OJ Simpson, like, yeah.
That's crazy. Who were some of the other judges there that night?
There also was, I forget her name. Tim, help me out. It was a major influencer in the Latina community and Latino community. And then we had Gil Cohen with Omaha Magazine.
Right.
We also had Ernest White, president of, a bank. So we had some people up there.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I was happy to see that. The people that have been involved with what's going on. Are these gonna be the same judges for the next show, or you got new judges for this?
We're working on solidifying all of our judges. We need at least 7, so we'll let you know.
Okay, that sounds good. And again, we're talking about November 16th at the Level Event Center. Yeah, it's that was the first time I ever been to Level myself.
Oh,
So,
really?
so I drove around a little bit looking for it because it's kind of hidden, kind of tucked away a little bit around there.
It's the if you up there and age a little bit, it's the old Walmart.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the old Walmart area, but
Let's see what's the-
yeah, you when you put it in your navigation, it'll pop right up.
Yeah, Level Event Center. Yeah, it was an interesting spot, interesting space. A lot of people that were there involved, and I was just kind of it was hitting me. You know, there's a comedy competition going on, which means there's enough people in town that do comedy or
Right.
At least 30.
they can do comedy, right?
At least 30.
Yeah.
Tim Clark is naming some other judges here. Looks like Gil Cohen, Michael Scott. Appreciate that. But just the scene. So there's the scene. We all know that there's a Omaha comedy scene, and just like everything else in Omaha, there's kind of a tale of two cities. Because I know a lot about some of the comedy scenes that's going on downtown. I know Megan Malone, who owns Tiny House, is a comedian herself, and she is.
Oh, really?
She's in a certain circuit where everybody I see on the circuit is a bunch of white folks because it's just it's one of them things. And she's a comic that can cross all genres, but she's in a scene of a lot of folks that are a lot of white folks. Every time I see her perform, look like we lost her.
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. We'll see what's happening there. Tech is teching.
Man, Katie, can you hear us? Maybe a lost camera.
Yeah, we'll wait till she gets back in.
Yeah, but as far as the scene goes, what you're saying, actually, I have a family friend who's been a long time comedian in the Omaha scene, Omaha area, and even made it up to the level of he appeared on Comedy Central or Comic View. Remember BET's Comic View? Yeah, he appeared on. Shout out to Jabber Gold for those who might know about Jabber Gold, long time comedian in the Omaha area. Also, of course, Josh L. Stupo making his name, over the years. So, yeah, it's definitely been some comedians. I mean, the Funny Bone has been a staple in the community for some years.
Well, that's my point. You're naming off some folks that are in a whole different scene of comedy.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's a couple different comedy scenes, but my point was that both scenes are really kind of rising up in Omaha. Just comedy in general is kind of rising up in Omaha. And I think that's indicative of our times, man. People need to laugh. It's not even a recreation thing. It's like we need a release. You know what I'm saying? Like comedy is an art form that people don't really talk too much about, but it gives you a way to contextualize things. It gives you a release. It's a necessary art. It's you know what I'm saying? It is something that is something that I'm really learning. The older I get, I'm understanding like what it's for in a way that I didn't really understand before. Shout out to Dave Chappelle for really kind of hipping me to this.
Yeah, Dave is one of the ones. But even before, we talk about a lot on the show. We're a couple of artists doing this thing. But even before, like I got into MCing and really got into finding my own lane and just my own self as an artist. Comedy was my first love. Like I still might, have that bug in me to get on that stage and do that stand-up comedy. But that's as the flyer said, you see on the flyer, that stage don't lie, man. Like that stand-up, that stage don't lie. Like that stand-up comedy life is a whole different life. Even as an MC, you got the DJ, you got the beat, you got some things that you can kind of hide behind, and you know what I mean? You can distract you when you're a stand-up comic, it's just you and them lights. Ain't no beat. Ain't no DJ. If them jokes ain't hitting, if you're not holding the crowd.
I mean, that's when you think about it, that's ultimate MCing. That's ultimate moving the crowd right there. Like that's nothing but pure crowd control. And not just one heightened emotion of the music drop, but like a whole range of emotions that you got to kind of like navigate through. So that's a tough one. It's a seriously tough one. And then on top of that, try being a black comedian and go to black clubs. Black folks almost get mad at you if you don't make them laugh. They almost mad.
Yeah. I spent my money for this.
It's a tough room, sir. It's a tough. If you can make a room of black folks laugh, you're doing something for real. So, so we'll talk about it, man. I see some people in the chat. I just want to give a shout out to. Shout out to Miles A. Davis. What's going on, brother? Long time no see. Also,
Hey.
Donnell Sessions in the chat saying good morning. Appreciate you very much. Tim Clark is saying Joshua L. Stupa will be the special guest comedian November 16th. That's what's up. MC Jamie Robinson and on the ones and twos, DJ Mr. Soul. So I mean, they have some heavy hitters there, man. I'm telling you, heavy
coming out.
DJ Mr. Soul was DJing the last one too, and Jamie Robinson. I gotta say, Jamie Robinson was just as funny as a lot of the comedians that was there, man. I was impressed,
man.
So it was a very entertaining. That's another thing, man. The skills to be able to MC a show, and especially a comedy show too. Like you can go one or two ways. You can go real dry and just kind of Ed Sullivan yourself up there, or you can be a part of the situation. But if you ain't funny, you gonna fall flat in between every comedian. He's actually a really funny dude, and it was a highly entertaining show. So I highly encourage you guys to go to it. We're still waiting. We're trying to help Katie get back in the room here, but in the meantime, just want to keep on making sure that you understand you're missing something if you're not going and seeing some of these shows for real. You got to check it out. There is a scene here that is a thriving scene. You get to see some people that you didn't even know in town that are doing comedy, getting up. And trust me, if the competition is steep, the stage don't lie. If you're gonna be able to open up for a literal king of comedy, then you got to be good.
Got to bring it. And I mean, DL, he does this every day on the radio. Like he does this, man. So definitely shout out to DL coming to Omaha. Shout out to everybody who put that together. Hopefully we can get Katie on to get some more information. But again, thank you, Tim Clark, for joining us, giving us a little background as well. Yeah, man, check it out. November 16th at the Level Event Center. Definitely do that. Pop says that's cooler than cool. It can make a person's career. Come on now, who gonna complain about a $45 fee? They're not used to pay to play out here, Pops. This California is you can't get into a room without coming out the pocket. You got to support the scene. So a lot of people ain't used to it. I've seen this in the art scene. I've seen this in the music scene. If they feel like they want to be the stars already. If you can't, I see it out here. Yeah. Even in Atlanta. But that is, we talk about the arts. That is a real thing, man. You gotta invest. Big venues, marketing, security. It ain't free. The venue, right? All of it. Pop says, I love performing with groups, but I really love performing as a solo artist because like being a comedian is raw and real and no place to hide. I get it. Man. It's a tough one. Nobody crashes like a bad comedian, bro. Nobody crashes like a bad comedian. I mean, really the only times I ever had like secondhand embarrassment. Yeah. You feel sorry for them. It's like, tough. It's 7:53 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, and once again, how did the people who created the first clock know what time it was? Trying to figure it out. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, we're going to try to get Katie back on, but we'll take a quick break. And while we're working on that, we'll jump back into a couple stories that we got coming up because we definitely need to talk about a few things before we get moving. Don't forget, we had Brianna Full, who's on the Omaha Public School Board, come on to the last show. It's pretty powerful. I definitely think you ought to definitely go back and check that show out. You can do that over there on YouTube, our YouTube channel. But she had she came back with a whole graphic solution about her debt resolution that she was on here talking about. We highly encourage you to go to Friends of First Sky Omaha and look through this. We'll be talking about it, but she says, please help support the food insecurity resolution I've introduced to eliminate school lunch debt and pay for all school lunches through the end of 2025 amidst rising living costs, expensive groceries, and federal interruptions to food benefits. We want to make sure all students get fed a hot breakfast and lunch at school every day, no matter what. Not a lot to ask. We've been doing it for the last 4 years after COVID, and they're switching it back, and it's getting messy. And she's like, nah, why don't we just keep doing this?
because people need help right now, especially. So shout out to Bree Fool for doing what she's doing. We'll get some more folks from the school board, hopefully, on to talk about this subject more. But go to Friends of First Sky Omaha and check that out, because we definitely need to see what she's hear her arguments, and go back and check the show out on YouTube. It was deep,
man.
well, definitely. Gotta feed the babies. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and jump into another story here before we are still working on trying to get Katie Raine back online. But until then, stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddy to Gawd. Stay tuned, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll be Buddy to Gawd. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling out there?
Man,
Guys, a little quiet. Oh, RG said those cracking sessions would eat you alive if you weren't quick with it. I'm trying to tell you, man, comedy is rough. He says, hey, man, if you need to crack with your people back in the day and survive, you might be able to do comedy. Definitely. The dozens, your mama jokes.
Man.
You get with your cousins, man. I mean, if you wasn't tough, you end up crying. It was so tough.
Even still, like, that stand up stage is, you can't just go up there with your mama jokes. Like, you gotta, it's an art form. I like I said, it's my first love. Like, I study comedians. I study the art form. I mean, it's really like, when it comes to comedy, like on a serious note, I feel like it's the pinnacle of what it is that we even do here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when comedians do it right, you get history, you get news, you get
context,
you get, man, cultural education, you get everything. Like when a comedian does it right, he's giving you everything. Or she. Shout out to Cheryl Underwood.
I'm happy that you said that. I'm happy to learn that about you. That you were a student of comedy that way in this era of Dave Chappelle, because you're getting something I haven't seen in other eras. With him being one of the top comedians right now, because it's a different time. I feel like it's a little bit of a different time in comedy, and there's some people that are really standing out. Him being one of them. That I'm thinking about, like, if you really going to understand the context of something, it's like if you was in the 70s and Richard Pryor was the top dude, like the context that you're going to get from him being in the zeitgeist of the era is that I think that might have been like the last time that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Eddie was prolific in the 80s, but I think it went from Pryor to Dave Chappelle, in my opinion, as far as what you're talking about, the complete art form, crazy funny, undeniably funny, genius level funny when it comes to Eddie and everybody else. But the commentary, the history, the way that you're talking about, I think it was like Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Pops. Somebody in the chat, back me up. Let me know if I'm talking out the side of my neck or not, but let me know. Because this is what I feel like. But anyway, we can probably end up talking about comedy all day long. I want to jump back into the chat, get to the next level. Looks like Katie Raine is going to go ahead and her system crashed there, and she's not going to be able to come back. So we'll have her back another time. But we do got another special guest coming up pretty soon here. Jared Hall will join us, so stay tuned for that. Second hour is coming up right now. Anthony Rogers right in the chat, giving us blessings from the Afro descendant capital of the world, Brazil.
Hey,
You be cloud hopping, bro. You don't care if the air traffic controllers ain't getting paid or nothing. You just be on the plane. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you.
wait for 7 hours in TSA.
Appreciate you, man. I saw you comment a little earlier talking about, he said, what happened in 2026 though? This seems like a short-term stopgap that doesn't address root causes. What are we talking about here? He says kind of like how the mayor is dealing with the houseless situation. Oh no, we'll see. We'll give him a chance to deal with the houseless situation before I say that. Which thing are you talking about though? I think I missed the context of your first comment there. So let us know, but appreciate you coming in. Yep. Katie Ray says, thank you. Appreciate you coming by. And yeah, man, can't wait to see you out there for sure.
Tech be teching.
There you go. Marlon Harrison says, unpopular opinion. Some comedians are funny outside of comedy specials. In comedy specials, you get to keep a tame, but outside the specials, you can roast people and be R-rated. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's many layers to it for sure. Appreciate that. Anthony Rogers Rice saying it's interesting that certain former state senators and forever candidates could find a pot of the people's money for school choice, not for free meals for all public school students who need it. Yeah, that's what's getting me. There's kind of an air of, we got money for, ballrooms at the White House and all this stuff, but we can't feed kids. It's kind of, it's just crazy. So, again, we are always about what can we do to help ourselves first and foremost. And it's unfortunate that we in situations like we are, that is definitely the scene. And I guess we better get to some of the updates on some of that help and a few other things. I guess so. As a matter of fact, instead of me contextualizing that, let me just go throw it over to you, buddy. I know you got an idea already where we need to go. So before I throw you off of your train there, let me know what's on your mind. What's top of mind for you?
Actually, going back to first of all, I'm glad that Brother Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat. Would definitely love to hear his take on the next story that I had teed up, and kind of going back to what happens in 2026, talking about OPPD, actually. That situation going on, just to update on it, as you mentioned, and I'm pretty sure not many of us are surprised that they're not going to be going with the original plan as far as shutting down, or at least switching that power plant over in 2026. For those who don't know, again, OPPD has a power station in North Omaha that has been burning coal for some time now, and of course the research is out, the data is out, the reports are out. The impact is felt as far as the health deficiencies or the health implications of having a coal plant in your neighborhood. We've talked extensively about the asthma that's present in our community. I've had a cousin who was in a coma because of an asthma attack. Of course, we have community members who have lost loved ones because of asthma, and again, that has been directly linked to that power plant. But yeah, here we are now, the 2026 plan being pushed, or quote unquote reconsidered, by OPPD CEO Javier Fernandez, who says the rising demands on the energy grid and the need to keep power reliable and quote unquote affordable are driving the reconsideration. He says converting North Omaha on schedule would risk our ability to serve load. It would risk service interruption to existing customers, and it would drive bills even higher. He also pushes back against the assertion that outside forces are influencing the shift, i.e. The recent lawsuit from the Attorney General, and also courting of data centers and other major corporations possibly making their way to the Omaha area. So again, here we are. The fight continues, and no end in sight as far as the coal burning in North Omaha. Again, not much to surprise, and of course there are people boots on the roots fighting this situation. But yeah, here we are with an update.
Are we surprised?
Not at all. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just like, we already knew. I mean, we've been knowing they've been kicking the can down the road, and that's before the major data centers came, and now they're here, and of course they're gonna say that. And what makes me, and I'm quite sure a lot of other people mad about this, is this whole idea, man, that they that the we got to pay for that. We got to pay for all this.
Man, RG with some background. He says Senator McKinney in Bold, Nebraska, have a community meeting on Tuesday about the latest with OPPD. My guess is more details about what I'm talking about. Definitely. Thank you for that update. If you have a flyer or any more information, times, locations on that community meeting on Tuesday, definitely let us know. But shout out to Senator McKinney, who's been active on this situation. And of course, Sister Cheryl Weston, of course, Sister Kimra Snipes. There's been a lot of people who are holding OPPD accountable and again chiming up on that situation. So
a lot more to hold accountable. Here's a page from Omaha Public Power District's
man
salary. Luis, who you just quoted, makes $764,000 a year. This is the public power district. We got to talk about the public power part.
Those are all tax dollars.
This is also when I hear rates got to go up, we got to pay for it too. So the public part, I need some more. I need more context and information on this. If this is not a this, I'm a little upset about this. So I'm not finding the words all the way, but Anthony Rogers Rice says, I don't trust Bold at all. They are pushing fake ass community benefit agreements to pay themselves. They're not good actors in this case. Okay, I need some more context, more information on that. I don't even know where to start quite yet on this at this particular point in time. I kind of want to dig in a little bit more and then come back with it myself. Where are you at on this, buddy?
Kind of seeing where Brother Anthony Rogers right in the chat is talking about, saying Bold is setting up so only certain people in the community are invited to take part in the process. Jane Cleave is using the senator's blackface for her own benefit. Don't fall for it. That's Brother Anthony Rogers' claim. Again, I say there's this community meeting on Tuesday. The best way is to go and see for yourselves. For those who are interested in this, invested in this fight, go see what Bold is talking about. Go see what Senator McKinney is talking about for yourselves.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that and come back to it.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds good. Appreciate it. Katie in the chat is saying, can we give away a couple of tickets? Absolutely, we can do that. Let us know. Again, we're talking about the comedy show that's coming up on Sunday, the 16th at the Level Event Center. Looks like even though Katie couldn't come back on the air, she still wants to give away a couple tickets. So let's give me some suggestions on what you want to do. If you're interested in any of these things, let us know. You can hit us up at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. That's kind of usually how we'll do it too, is kind of first come, first serve if you want to do it that way. Or if you got any trivia questions or something like that, Katie Raine, put it in the chat. Maybe we can make a little game out of it and see what's happening. But we'd love to give a couple tickets away to the event for sure. We appreciate that very much. We will, yes, Kimmer, we will absolutely have Senator McKinney on. That's going to be something that we will talk about next. Senator Cypher for sure, and we'll definitely be checking it out. Anthony Rogers Rice says President of OPBD actually makes over $800,000 a year, but that table is old. Yeah, it's the 2023 table.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, right. It's going up actually
on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's a lot of some big salaries on here. Some big salaries. I didn't even get the whole list. This is like half the list.
Yeah,
a lot of money going to some folks.
I mean, it's your power, but the people who make the laws, remember, they only make about $12,000 a year. So
8:08 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're well in the second hour of First Sky Omaha in the morning. Ooh, a little
crunch,
tech breakup there. You're stuck too. Something going on with you. Okay, there you go. Shaking it off. Tech be teching. We are still anticipating our next special guest coming up, so stay tuned for him, Jared Hall, for 3 a.m. Luxury. Can't wait to talk to him about some of the things he got going on. This is a Love Supreme Friday, so we are trying to absolutely talk a little bit about some of the things that we're fighting for. You can't just fight all the time. You got to step back and think about the life that you're trying to fight for in the first place, where we can do some things. And I know you wanted to jump into a little bit of a history, buddy. I'm really enjoying this side of you that's very interested in the history part of what we talk about. It's not just something that we coming up with. This Love Supreme idea goes way back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My screen is still stuck. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, Um, yeah, it's all coming together. Like as far as this show, the conversations where I'm again appreciate how you show up as far as reminding us to laugh, to fly, and to look back. And this something that actually sparked. It was a thought that was.
Oh man, you talking about we having some serious tech issues going on here? Wow. Okay, there must be a storm going on outside or something. What's happening? You there, buddy? Can you hear us? Yeah, you got to restart. Can't even hear you. Excuse the tech issues. We appreciate you guys hanging tough through them. Buddy's going to try to get back online here before we get to it. But yeah, I think we just to continue on with what it was that he was talking about. We are saying that we have a lot of tough conversations here on the show. We always are talking about things that are affecting us, especially in local politics and so on and so forth. And we're in here not just talking about it, but trying to organize and get people to get into the fight and get together and get on the same page and see if we can push back on some of this stuff. But sometimes you got to take a break from that fight and, like we say, man, laugh like Katie Raine was saying, and be fly at the same time. And he was diving into a little bit of history on that, like during the Tech Be Tech and Pops for real. During the Great Depression back in the day, this is something the buddy's going to expound on when he comes back. But during the Great Depression, what was also going on during the Great Depression? The Harlem Renaissance. And that's something that's a key thing to think about as we're standing in bread lines and everything else. We also are figuring out ways that we're going to still celebrate life, love, and we're going to be having fun, laughing, seeing music, hearing music, going out, dressing up, being fly, making money, doing all the things that we do at all times. I always tell my wife friends all the time, if you want to know how to survive and thrive in hard times, ask some black folks, because we be knowing. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into. I see I got a special guest waiting in the wings. Go ahead and bring him in while we're waiting on my co-host buddy to come on back and get back into the talk here. I appreciate you guys hanging with us through all the tech issues that we got going on here. I'm not really sure what's happening with the tech, but it is what it is. And okay. I'm seeing Brother Hall. You having some issues over here too? Let's see. Let's see if we get our special guest in, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here's Buddy back. Let's do this first. You in there?
Yeah. So apparently my laptop just decided to jump off of my Wi-Fi and jump onto my phone's hotspot for some reason. Like it just switched in the middle of the show to my phone's hotspot, and that's why it just cut out. So sorry, y'all.
Tech be teching, but that's okay. We're gonna push through just like black people do.
hey, and that's the perfect segue. You know exactly what I was talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring our special guest in right now. We've got Jared Hall in the chat. Good morning.
Top of the morning to y'all.
Man,
I like
I'm
that.
glad your tech's working, bro. We having tech issues over here, so I'm glad you coming in loud and clear. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, it happens.
It does happen, man.
It does. But we're gonna persevere. We're gonna push through. Thanks for joining us, brother. For those who might not be familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I'm Jared Hall. I'm the owner and founder of 3AM Luxury, which is a handbag and leather accessory company. We are looking to expand into contour, suits, things like that, bespoke things. So, born and raised out of Omaha, Nebraska, North Omaha to be specific.
Hey,
man, north side, man.
Where you located now?
Oh, I still reside in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, okay. I thought your business was out of Lincoln. My bad.
No.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Been seeing your name, been seeing your company name around. I know that you was a part of the kind of the fashion scene. Katie just hipped us to that she got to style some of your bags that was in one of the fashion shows and stuff like that. Man, how long you been doing this?
I started back in 2021, June 2021.
That's what's up, man. What made you want to get into luxury items like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of complex, but to break it down, I had always, ventured into entertainment. So, I was writing as an artist, and I was working with a company out of Beverly Hills, California, when I was like around 19, 20. And basically, what they wanted me to do was create my own label, but kind of be over the Midwest region.
Mm.
Mm.
And it was going good, but then I had ended up running into a movie director, and he was talking to me about, you know, establishing something of your own. And my this was something of my own, but uh I was to write for the documentary that was done. I was the writer for it. And he had showed me some paperwork, documentation, business wise, and it got my mind, you know, my mind started jogging as I was reading his documentation, because he had told me, I was at his house one night, and he had told me, I'm gonna set this envelope, I mean this folder down. I'm not watching what you're doing, you know what I mean, but it's some information in there. And so as I was reading through the information, it was how he structured his business, his production company.
Mm.
And so I had remembered that, and I had started. It's a place called We Are the People. I think it's still there off of like 84th and L, somewhere around there. And
Mm.
so I knew that they had uh, gave services basically for free to individuals who sought those services out. And so I wrote down basically a LLC, and I sent it to Lincoln. And when they returned it, they told me I was denied. And so I called this place and was, you know, asking them questions about like what did I do wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Then I called back down to Lincoln and asked them like what did I do wrong, and they was breaking things down to, but they was only giving me bits and pieces of what I did wrong. They wasn't giving me the whole overview of what I did wrong,
Right.
which was cool. You know, it was a learning lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And so since about like 2000 and I want to say 11, 2012, I had, you know, been working on creating an LLC, but I was, you know, basically said I want to do it myself. I didn't want to, you know, go to somebody. I want to figure this thing out. However, that company that I did release a couple songs under, well, I released a project under that company, Third Angle Midwest. So when it came to creating them, I had already, you know, got denied for what was called Red Ink. I was trying to do that back in like 2011. Then I wanted to do Red Eye Vision. I got denied for that. Well, not actually denied for that. I was driving up Pacific, I want to say it was, and I was at a stoplight, and I looked to my left, and I seen this bar called Red Eye Tavern. I was like, well,
Mm.
shit, that's over with. So
Right.
it's back to the drawing board. So going to college and then working in the automotive industry, I was continuing to, you know, be in entertainment. And so when it came down to like creating handbags and leather accessories, I was thinking about, okay, I'm in entertainment, but at the same time, I gotta have something else besides the music.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started, you know, creating t-shirts, but I was only creating t-shirts to wear myself. I actually didn't want to have a t-shirt brand. And so man, I was thinking, what could I do? What could I do? What could I do? I ended up going on a trip, and I had bought some souvenirs, and of course they put the souvenirs in a plastic bag, and the duffel bag I had was already jam packed. So I was trying to fit these souvenirs in there in the plastic bag inside the duffel bag. When I zipped that bag up, the teeth on the bag and the zipper broke, and so I had to use the handle to tie it together to keep everything in the bag, and I was kind of upset about that. So that's when I first started thinking about how hard would it be to create, you know, some handbags and some
Man,
duffel backpacks.
problems and
And
solutions.
then yeah. So then going back to the music side of things, now I got to think about a name for this brand. And I had went back to Third Angle Midwest, but of course that name for me was too long.
Mhm.
And so I started googling the biggest companies: Apple, Google, Yahoo, IBM, MGM. I started thinking about music. You know, some of the record labels that you think about: Cox, Sony, Bad Boy, Death Row. You know. Def Jam. These names are not complex names. They very simple. Once you hear them, it's hard to forget them. So I took the three from Third, I took the A from Angle, and I took the M from Midwest, and that's how I developed 3 a.m. But I had to decide what did it mean to me, and so I got to travel back earlier in my life where I was running into, you know, small problems. I found myself in Douglas County a couple times, and the very last time I was 21. and I had ended up the county was packed, it was full, so they was looking at people who had lesser charges, and so I had some minor charges, they wasn't nothing serious, and so after being in there for about a week, I think they had offered me house arrest,
Mm.
and so I ended up doing house arrest. It was like for 6 months, and this book was purchased for me probably back in 2009 because at that time I was up to no good really, and I was like I need to occupy my mind. So
Mm.
young lady had purchased a book for me called Law of Attraction, Attracting Happiness, Health, and Wealth by Abraham Hicks. And when I was on house arrest, that's when I started reading that book. And then the book was telling me, basically, there's nothing in this book that you don't already know, but we just gonna teach you how to reapply to your life now.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
so I had nothing to do at that time, so that's all I was doing was reading that book. I wasn't playing video games or nothing like that. And so the book was talking about manifestation. It was talking about seeing your life from a different. It was talking about being a thinker, being a creator. You know what I'm saying? Using you and going inside and bringing out your talents and your energy and flourish in the world with it. So that's how 3 a.m. Began to. That's how the name came about as far as 3 a.m. And so the meaning of it became the three represents your third eye, which means to be a free thinker and a creator. The A represents the angle in which you see your reality from. And then the M is comprised of two pyramids. The first pyramid represents mental elevation, and the second pyramid represents manifestation. So when you
Mm.
tie all those three symbols together, it means to believe in yourself, trust your vision, challenge the best version of yourself to inspire growth, and manifest the life you serve or desire.
Bro, that's dope. That's
Appreciate
cold.
it.
That's cold, man. Hey, yeah, you talking to the right cast with that. First of all, we're a couple of musicians, so we understand being a artist that way, and then having to think past the music business. Shout out to Master P that's teaching us ain't no money in music. We got to do something else, and
Yeah,
Man.
and to do something with purpose, man, and to do something with purpose like that, and infuse purpose in it and intention in it. I'm loving the story, man. I'm loving you turning the negative to positive. Education is a part of this. We got to sit down and read something. We got to sit down and change the mindscape. Everything
Mm-hmm.
you saying is everything we be talking about on this show forever. So I really appreciate hearing this, man. This is the kind of thing that makes me want to dig into what you got going on. So I was
Man.
reading something about that earlier too, especially the younger generations. Younger generations ain't gonna buy your stuff unless there's a culture behind what you're doing these days. It ain't just mindless
Mm-hmm.
buying these days. So cats like us, artists like us, are coming up with this. We always infuse meaning into what it is we doing in the first place. So to apply that to business is huge. And to hear a North Omaha cat coming with it like that, bro. That's hard. Yeah, I
Man.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
no
I mean,
doubt.
it's same reason I got the three in my name. You know what I mean? The eye and the three, that third eye. Like you gotta you gotta lay it down for those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear.
Right.
And it's man, that's definitely inspiring. You getting some love in the chat, man. Wanda Lewis saying your testimony would definitely inspire others. Never give up. Heather Williams saying she likes that. Brother Ariel's 402 says if your mouth says it, your ears hear it, and your brain thinks it. So,
Definitely.
man, definitely heavy on the manifestation. I guess what? Hmm.
Well, first of all, I dropped the ball on not even getting any pictures of your stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta try. Let me see if I can pull some things up just so people can see what you got going on. But tell us a little bit how you've been partnering about with I know you've been a part of the fashion show scene out here. What's that like as far as you partner with other like minded business folks in North Omaha, especially?
Well, when I first started, it was I would say a little bit difficult. You know what I mean? And I understand why. Like you bring something to the market and people don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? And why would I work with you, or why would I model for your why would I model your bags, your brand? And the difficult part was I wasn't in fashion. So as
Mm,
far as being known and popular, being Omaha is one of those places to where it's like the 6 degrees of separation. Like somehow somebody know you. You know what I mean, or
Mm-hmm.
know somebody who know of you. And so being an athlete and throughout, my life, from high school, what I'm saying, even into college, like I made a bunch of connections and resources. And so when it did come time to, let's just say, like for example, everything for me was like quick and fast. So when I did work with the manufacturer April, and then by June product was already here.
Wow,
And
that's quick.
yeah, and then I had to create the website. And so I started trying to do like Wix.com and all that, but it wasn't giving me the vibe that I was looking for at the time. And so
Mm,
I ended up, once I purchased a domain name, and I worked with uh I think at the time I want to say it was SEO Group. I mean SEO Gears, and so they actually was the first to help me develop the website. And from there, that's
mm,
when the challenge became, okay, I gotta find some models. I gotta find both male and both men and women models. And I reached out to people, you know what I mean, local, and people came and they showed up, and I was able to. Uh, do my first photo shoot, which was I was excited about that because it was something I organized that had something to do with something I created. From there, it was more or less I wasn't focused on like fashion shows or nothing like that. I was more or less focused on like connecting with the people, spreading the word as far as brand awareness online. And I know for sure I wanted to be worldwide from the very moment I started, and that's the reason why I never looked at that time I never looked at a brick and mortar or anything like that. And so it was a little bit difficult because I've sent out plenty of text messages. I've sent out plenty of DMs, talking to people, asking people, hey, I think aesthetically look nice. This is my brand. This is what I'm doing. I want to talk to you about modeling. And some people said yes. Some people was like and then some people just turn me down. I mean honestly, it still happens to this day, which is fine to me. But I just try to work with people in Omaha as far as modeling is concerned to give people uh one opportunity, outlet, and also two, uh, sometimes you don't never know what people are going through in life. Sometimes somebody might be going through a difficult situation as far as relationship is concerned, and I'm not just talking about relationship between like romantic. Like
mhm.
we brothers, we sisters, we uncles, we nephews, we nieces, we grandkids, and we got work relationships, we got associates and everything like that. And sometimes you go through difficult times, so we can get down on ourselves. And so somebody seeing themselves, on camera sometimes can, change their outlook of what they're going through at that particular time.
Very true.
And
mm,
so like I say, sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's not. I have found things that rather to be a little bit easy. But however, my very first fashion show actually was in Kansas City.
Hmm.
And
mm.
it was a model who contacted me that it was like, hey, I want a model for your brand. So I was like, okay, cool. We set the photo shoot up. She modeled. Then as we were talking through the photo shoot, she was telling me like, yo, you should check out Kansas City. It's good things going on down there. It's these two, you got Kansas City Fashion Week. You got this other show. And so I ended up doing what was called the athleisure show at the Hy-Vee Arena in Kansas City, which turned out to be pretty good. Like I got to meet Tech Nine, like he was one of the people that was there. A few of the Kansas City football chief players was there, so it was a good thing. And then in turn, I ended up some of the producers of one of the shows in during LA Fashion reached out to me, and I ended up going out to LA, and that was a different experience for
Mm.
me because the Kansas City show was big, but it wasn't as big as far as how many designers and models were there. And so uh, I thought at that time like, okay, this is a bit much for me because I wasn't. This is only my second show. I really wasn't educated. But during that time, but let me stop right there. But what Katie is talking about, I did partner with Christy with at her store Status.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Culture House had a fashion show, I was actually out of the country, but um Christy had styled Katie with some of my product. And so that's what was featured at the Culture House.
Got it.
But I wasn't there per se because I was out of the country at the time.
Mhm.
But what ended up taking place though after those 2 shows, before that I tore my Achilles, and so I really wasn't moving around.
Mm.
But I was online. I was looking at all these different shows, different countries, different states, like brand awareness. I was just trying to figure out everything about fashion that I could. And I had this broad idea. I said, man, you know what? I want to go to Mulan. I want to do Mulan Fashion Week. And so I had sent them an email. And I didn't hear back from them for like a month. And I was like, oh, they ain't messing with me. So I sent somebody else an email. I sent somebody else an email. Then I started seeing, you know how the algorithm work. You say something or you look something up, and now all of a sudden that's all down your timeline.
Right.
And so now a couple months passed after right before LA Fashion Week, I started getting inboxes in my Instagram. And it was, you know, from Africa, from Italy, Japan. There was one from Hawaii. No, not Hawaii. Uh, I can't think of that. I can't think of his name. It was in South America.
Mm.
But anyway, uh, at the time though, I was watching that documentary Tinder Swindler,
Oh,
and so
Mm.
oh man, basically this dude was just he got over on a bunch of women money wise, made it seem like he was in love with them, but he was like out of the country.
oh.
Mm.
And he was using like Instagram and all that, you know what I'm saying, to contact these women. So at the time, I'm like, man, I some of these fashion shows I didn't hit up, and I was when they were sending me information, I don't know. But one day
You
one day
swindled. We ain't trying to get swindled around here.
yeah,
Man.
but one day I received a DM from a lady named Tiffany, and her approach was completely different than any other people that had contacted me. And she was a melanated woman, and she was saying that she was in Paris and in France. And I was like, I ain't never, you know, I know that there's like we all over the world, but I just never talked to nobody from France, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh shoot, and she was telling me about these different shows that she has, and you know she's been in the fashion industry for 25 plus years, and you know she let her credentials, but she didn't do it in a way of like, you know, it wasn't braggadocious or nothing like that. It was just, you know, I felt it was honest. And
Right.
so we had talked over Instagram for a while, and then we ended up moving to WhatsApp. And like I think after like a month and a half, we had our first video call, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, she a real person.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I wanted to do Paris Fashion Week then, but I was like pushing for it, but she was telling me like, no, darling, you're not ready for Paris Fashion Week. You need to build up to that, because if you land yourself in Paris and you haven't been anywhere else, and nobody, you know, can see, you know, the history you building, it's gonna be a waste of your investment. It's gonna be a waste of your time. So you don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to her. She basically became a mentor, and man, I found myself packing my bags here in Omaha, jumped on a flight to JFK, and JFK I was over in Dubai. Now when I got there, I get to my hotel, I'm calling her, no answer, text, no response. I'm like, oh man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm like, man, well, I'm in Dubai, so I'm just about to, you know, live my best life, I guess. And and it was like, I want to say like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, I get a call. It's her. I'm in your lobby, darling. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, man, it's something ain't right. But I go down there anyway, and you know, it was her and everything she was saying, you know, manifesting. Uh, I had model fittings. I had interviews with different magazines. I was talking on a panel in Dubai, and I was nervous because I'm like, man, they might not understand nothing I'm saying, you
Right.
know. And before I know it, you know, she asking me to pick out the photos I like most for, you know, editorials and, you know, things like this. I'm being pulled left, pulled right, and then I finally, you know, walk down the catwalk, and I'm seeing all these
Mm.
cameras flash, and you know, people applauding. And I'm just like, man, for me, that was a moment where I was like, I fell in love. I really, really fell in love with fashion.
Man.
This picture that you have on the front of your website, is that from that? Is that the picture you just described? Let me see if I can.
No, that's from Monaco.
Oh, okay.
The first picture, that picture.
The one where you were on stage here, we're holding the bag. It's gonna cycle back through here. This one.
Yeah, no, that's Monaco.
Man.
So you didn't jump from Paris and now you're in Monaco. So you just you
Yeah.
all over the world. Like we got
I mean,
we obviously got kind of we a little short on time, so it's like we got to have you back to talk more about your backstory. But I wanna if we can jump up a little bit. Obviously, you around the world. I'm looking at your website too. I'm seeing that you've been in some articles. Looks like you was in Forbes. Did
Not just in Forbes, on the
I
cover.
cover
Yeah,
Forbes? Okay.
That's the
yeah.
cover.
So
That's the cover.
so anybody looking at anybody doing any halfway research here is gonna understand like where you're at, what you're doing. I'm looking at. I was trying to go to your store real quick and take a look at that duffel bag that kind of I feel like maybe started it all. I'm looking at your price point on this duffel bag, and I'm saying this is a luxury brand. My favorite company in the world is Louis Vuitton. That's been I've been modeling a whole lot of my entrepreneurial life and business around some of the things that they did early on because I really studied Louis Vuitton and I started with that notion too that it comes from solving this problem like you said you had a problem with that duffel bag and you need to have that solved and then when you get into I can make these and I can do this then there's a thing that happens in your mind where you're like I'm gonna do it on this level that I see or I'm gonna do it at this aspirational level that's I'm gonna do it at the top. What made you decide that you were not just gonna have a bad company, but a luxury brand? What made you decide that it was gonna be we gonna put Omaha on the map with a luxury brand? Tell me about that process.
Well, one of the things was I worked in the automotive industry and I worked at BMW and Range Rover of Omaha. So I was already
No,
around, what most of us consider
luxury.
luxury. And like for example, oddly enough, when you purchase a BMW, more than likely that synthetic leather that those seats are made out of is not real leather. But I mean, it's still it's good quality, but it's not real leather. And then you jump into a Mini Cooper, and the Mini Cooper got the same leather that's in like a Rolls Royce, but you don't have to upgrade that in a BMW if you want to upgrade it. And then you go to Range Rover. Range Rover is already plush, is leather. And so being around those kind of products and selling those kind of products and being number one at that dealership, as far as a client advisor, I was already I
The Gremlins is getting us today. What is going on,
Hey, boy, I got some names on y'all.
man?
Ah,
Elon Musk and them messing with us, bro. The Broligarchs don't like us.
we never had it like that.
We've had some tech days, but this one is a doozy. Um, okay. So anyway, I appreciate everybody in the comments. Everybody's checking it out. Skilo Slim in the chat. What's going on? He says super inspiring. Peace and blessings, bro. Yeah. Wanda Lewis is saying the daughter has some space. We'll definitely connect you too. Solar Storm. You're right. I forgot about this, Linda. I appreciate you. Shout out to Linda, First Sky Omaha fam. Says the solar storm going on. We definitely have some strange anomalies happening right now, and that could be part of what it is because it ain't just us with the tech issues this time. It's like all the guests have the tech issues. This what's up. Black Dynamite, jet setting, super proud of you, bro, and your brother are huge inspiration. That's what's up. Pop says, and they always get cut off at the best part of the conversation. Yeah, man. Man, that's what I was thinking about you, Pops. I was thinking about this cat out here in Monaco with the fashion shows and stuff, like doing it big. I appreciate it.
It's all connecting now. So the reason why we were able to see.
Go ahead.
Oh.
No, go ahead. What we about to say?
I was just saying the reason why we were able to see the Northern Lights in Omaha and why we were able to see the Northern Lights in Atlanta is because of these these flares.
Right.
What is this? A severe geomagnetic storm that's going on. That's solar eruptions.
Yeah. That's the reason why we've been able to see the Northern Lights and all that. That's probably the reason why your tech is teching, everybody internet acting funny. But we appreciate you coming back, man. Pops in the chat said you cut off right at the good part of the story. Do you remember what you said last?
Yeah, so no, basically being in the automotive industry and being number one in that field, like I was already accustomed to talking to strangers. I was already accustomed to being around luxury, and then just to be transparent, the way I looked at it was, uh, a lot of us, that get into fashion, we look at like streetwear, that. At the time, I'm also going to University of Omaha, and I'm working full time. And so when I would go to school, I'm showing up in suits and ties. And they like, man, why you come to school like that? I'm like, well, I
Right.
gotta go to work after this. And so I had became accustomed to dressing that way when before I would never dress that way unless it was a funeral. So that had me thinking like, man, when it boils down to it, like there is a fashion where we fit in that. Who's to say that we can't be at the top, of the upper echelon of fashion. And the way I looked at it is I like nice things. And I met this dude named Bernard Kinsey. He owns a black museum out in Malibu, California some years ago. And I was intrigued by this dude because he had this white couch, and I was like, man, I remember my parents had a white couch, and we tore them couches up. It wasn't like they didn't last. And so I was like, man, how you keep your couch so white? And he was like, that couch is older than you. I'm like, how?
Wow.
And he said he had bought that like black artist had made the couch back in like the 70s, and he said he had that couch since then. And so being in his house, I got the chance to hold Booker T. Washington's first rough draft. And I'm looking at all the stuff that he got, and I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, there is no place when it came to fashion. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, then I'm looking to do it at the upper echelon level. And like you were saying, like I had studied Louis Vuitton and some of these other brands, and I seen where like for example, Louis Vuitton, they do leather, but most people are not purchasing that because they price point on leather for those kind of products are like super 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 high.
Right.
Like Hermes is, $200,000 for, a Birkin bag. That's when they get into leather, but things that's at a lower price point, those are not leather items. But I knew for me, quality was everything, exclusivity was everything. And if somebody purchased a bag, I honestly like being in the car industry and somebody buy a car and you get that call like, hey, something wrong with this car. I hate those phone calls. And so I felt the same
Right.
way as far as when it came to, the handbags and leather accessories. Like, I don't want nobody to, email me back or call me back or text me back and say, hey man, my bag messed up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like early on that was okay because it was a learning lesson. But when it came down to it, in my opinion, it was like if I'm gonna put something out there, I want to put something out there that if you walk into a store and it's a boutique store, and you see a Louis Vuitton bag, you see a 3AM bag, outside of name value, quality wise, material craftsmanship, I want you to have a hard decision to make as far as which bag you really want. And so,
Man.
That's what's up, bro.
Man, I'm blown away, bro. Like blown away. First of all, you just dropped a name that I had to make sure it was who I heard. But for those who don't know, look up Bernard Kinsey. Look up the Kinsey collection. Bernard Kinsey, I had the pleasure of seeing Mr. Kinsey and his wife at my school. They came and brought the Bernard Kinsey collection to the school. It's probably the largest African collection of African American art, books, manuscripts. It tells the black history in America. It's one of the largest collections, and the fact that you got to meet this person is like Monaco. Like you're a legend, bro. You're a legend.
man, I just like traveling, man, and I always felt like the best way to experience, like not just experience, but the best way to have knowledge and gain knowledge is not only through like reading and watching, but like traveling. You know what I mean? Because uh in my experience in traveling, I probably had two bad situations happen. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one was out of my control. It was a natural disaster. It was a flood, and it was kind of dope experiencing that though, because I never experienced like a real life flood throughout the whole area. And the other one, I mean that was a whole different situation. But
Well, the point that we try to make too. First of all, I wanted to ask you: Are you on your laptop right now doing this, or your phone?
oh,
On
my phone, one of my
your
phones.
phone? Okay, okay. I'm just trying to. You got a little. There's a little bit of. It might be the same problem with the internet
Geostorm.
geostorm. Yeah, yeah. You a little broken up. But the point was the point was especially I've lived in several different places and in every place, just like here in Omaha, Nebraska, there's a lot of people in Omaha, Nebraska that never left the block. They never went outside, never saw nothing, no how other people live in other places. And that's been one of my passions is to encourage people to do that and hopefully get to the point one day where I can help especially young black boys go out to other parts of the world, see how other people are living and gain some knowledge just from the travel experience. So the travel experience is huge. The education experience, you self-educating on all these things is huge. I mean, there's so many things to what it is that you're explaining that that is it just resonates with us. We the same kind of people that's doing the same kind of stuff, and I think it's just incredible what you got going on. When I'm thinking about upper echelons, I'm happy about what we saw. Your Puffy is Puffy now, but back in the day, Puffy did Sean John, and Sean John was in the upper echelons, and a lot of other people have really kind of opened the doors. I'm thinking what Pharrell's doing. I'm thinking what everybody's doing in these luxury brands now. Virgil Abloh, one of my biggest influences. And I feel like that's the level that you're putting Omaha on the map on that level, man. And
Well, I
you seem to be
appreciate that.
you
I
seem to be a
appreciate
real cool, humble dude too. That got quality business going on, quality product. We running short on time, but could you leave us a little bit of advice for young up and coming entrepreneurs that are doing it? What's your best advice for them?
So my thing I would say is this right here is it goes back to what the meaning of the brand is and what the mission of the brand is. And the meaning of the brand,
And Pops, you
about
called it. You called it.
there we go. The meaning of the brand, the mission of the brand is to inspire other individuals to believe in themselves and manifest the life they so desire. But within that, the
Man.
best advice that I can say I can give is don't rush it. You know what I mean? Because they're like I heard something that was real to me. It was like, we rush to do certain things in our 20s. We want to be rich by this time. We want to have this by this time, and sometimes that's just not in the deck of cards for you. Because to be honest with you, real quick, when I was in high school, my track coach told me, hey, out of nowhere, I didn't graduate college till I was 30. And I'm like, yeah, something wrong with you. Well, I called him December 2020, was like, man, I'm like, guess what, I ain't graduate college till I was 30. And so it's like, don't rush whatever it is that you're trying to do, but at the same time, right now is the time to invest into yourself, mentally, physically, your energy, your emotions. It's that time to invest in yourself, because one of my fields of study was supply chain logistics at UNO. And what I was studying back then is occurring now, as far as job replacements, AI,
Wow.
the Internet of Things, autonomous, things, blockchain, all of that. And so that was already happening. It's now coming to fruition in America more so, but it was already happening in other places. So as far as being creative, as far as, venturing out on your own, making money, like that's the time we at, in my opinion, where we at now, to where individuals need to understand that it don't matter whatever the idea is. You don't have to create something that's never been created. Everything under the sun already been done. So it's just about figuring out a way to better do something that's already out there. Whether it's, if it's a laundromat, if it's a car wash, if it's, if you are want to be in fashion, if you do want to, be uh a doctor, or you want to get into tech, if you want to get into learning AI and all that kind of stuff, marketing. There's so many different avenues and opportunities for anybody out there, not just the young generation but the older generation too, because we not stuck in one field or one avenue. There's a lot of opportunity for us, but overall I would definitely say invest into yourself. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to be a loner. Don't be scared to, tell your friends, your homeboys and homegirls, like, no, I ain't doing that right now. I ain't going out. Like, I don't want to hang around that crowd. Because at the end of the day, like, as time progresses, you're gonna begin to see evolution within yourself. You're gonna see evolution within other people. And there's gonna be some people that, you can't understand why you not getting ahead, but it's the company you keeping.
Man,
So like I say, I gotta reiterate it. The best thing I can say is invest into yourself, not just financially, not just physically, not just mentally, not just emotionally, but all those points. Invest into yourself, because if you don't believe in you, ain't nobody gonna believe in you. That's what
Facts.
the brand is about.
appreciate it, man. We're gonna have you back another time too to continue this conversation, but we're gonna go ahead and let you go now. I appreciate it. I'm glad that even though your camera went off, I can't see your voice came in loud and clear, and that's going to be the sound bite of the year for me because you telling the truth, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking your time this morning, coming and talking to us too, man. We hope to have you back soon.
Oh yeah, just let me know. I'll be happy to come back, and I want to talk to y'all too. You mentioned something that was something I've been thinking about. I do also own a travel agency, and so as far as the young individuals, you know, the young youth,
Bro,
uh, like we can figure something out to where uh, I think it's important, especially for men. You know what I mean, to have some type of mental health retreats.
Bro, wait till I tell you about this nonprofit organization I've been thinking about putting together for a minute. It's all about that. We definitely got some collaboration points together on this.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll send you my personal contact, and let's continue conversing.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Man, peace.
Man,
yeah, that's amazing.
Despite the tech difficulties, that was a doozy.
Powerful. Shout out to Linda, First Guy Omaha fam, putting us in touch, and getting us a heads up about this brother and putting us in touch. Pops in the chat, man. He's echoing a lot of this stuff. Yes, travel always broadens your horizons. African Americans going to France in World War II or World War One had their eyes open, and social change in America happened when they returned. Speaking of my great grandfather, Paul B. Allen Sr., who came back from France. Right. Go ahead, bud.
Well,
I know
we're running out of time. But like the conversation is just begging me to get into what I actually wanted to get into during this show. Like,
I teed him up while you was off. I teed him up.
Man, and Pops just laying it out. You know, talking about what was happening on the heels of World War I, World War II, and even the message that Brother Jared just gave us as far as investing in ourselves. The big thing for me today is, as we look around what's going on in society. Of course, Snap is back. Kind of just to throw this news bit in, the DHHS did put out 65% partial payments for those on SNAP benefits in the state of Nebraska. Also, of course, you know, the big news, Trump just signed in the basically passing the law for the government to open back up. But that's only till January 30th. We know people's premiums are about to go up. We know it's going to get tough for people. Education, the job market, housing, like it's a slippery slope we're on. And we know that the next several months are going to get a lot harder before they get better. And it just made me think about a social media post that I saw that put things in a context for me and what can happen during a period of economic downturn in this country. And I'm glad that we're talking about post World War I and II, because it takes us right to the Great Depression. What was happening during the Great Depression? Of course, we know that there was economic downturn, people struggling to eat, people struggling to house themselves, people just struggling all the way around, similar to what we're seeing now. Of course, it's not Great Depression levels, but damn if it's not close. Simultaneously, during the Great Depression, what was also happening was the Harlem Renaissance, the Chicago Renaissance, and the birth of the Zoot Suit movement. If you don't know what these three movements are, again, the Harlem Renaissance, the Chicago Renaissance, and the Zoot Suit movement are three cultural boomings that happened in the backdrop of the Great Depression. The timeline I'm talking about is the fact that it's almost 100 years to the year that we're talking about is kind of eerie in itself. Speaking of time, history doesn't repeat, but it sure rhymes. Again, the Harlem Renaissance was a time period generally dated from approximately 1918 to 1937. Again, simultaneously, the Great Depression, which was going on from 1929 to 1939. The point I'm making is, looking back in the past, there's a lot to learn. One of the greatest cultural booms in our history happened when we were struggling as a nation. And how did that happen? Because communities, specifically of color, were investing in themselves. I mean, it was kind of because they couldn't bank. That's a whole nother conversation. But Yeah. They were investing in themselves. And again, it is very interesting just how similar those times were to how things are now. Point in case, looking at the Zoot Suit movement and how that era, again, early 1930s, late 1920s, mid to late 1920s, early 1930s, what was going on in the United States. Again, during the Great Depression, the United States deported, listen to what I'm saying, deported between 500,000 and 2 million people of Mexican descent in order to reduce demands on limited American economic resources. Again, I'm talking about the 1930s. By the late 1930s, about 3 million Mexican Americans resided in the United States. LA had the highest concentration of ethnic Mexicans outside of Mexico. Job discrimination in LA forced minorities to work for below poverty level wages. Sound familiar? Do you have to read Chris Baby Boy Bowling's article about how the meatpacking plants are being operated? I digress. The LA News described Mexicans with racially inflammatory propaganda, suggesting a problem with juvenile delinquency. Again, sounding familiar? All of these factors caused much racial tension between Mexican immigrants, those of Mexican descent, and European Americans. During this time, LA was undergoing an expansion, and this cultural stew, if you will, was what led to the Zoot Suit movement. Young Latin Americans dressing up,
taking a cue from young Black Americans.
Yeah, from the
20s, and using a uniform to unite themselves. Shout out to all my Chicano friends in California that taught me about Zoot Suit and the Zoot Suit riots.
So the overall point that I'm getting to is on this Love Supreme Friday. Again, as Paul mentioned, remembering what we're fighting for, remembering in the midst of all this struggle, in the midst of all these fights, that in the past, our ancestors, they got fly. They made music. They wrote plays. They created art. They started businesses. We can do it too. That is actually what we should be doing.
Pops in the chat. I write my best songs when I'm struggling. Is how we're made. With our backs against the wall, we became very creative as individuals and as a nation.
Man.
Marlon is bringing it back to Omaha. Don't forget, Omaha had its own renaissance with our music scene in places like Dreamland Ballroom. Straight up.
Which was whose family?
Dreamland Ballroom. The Jewel family with Dreamland. Of course, we had Allen Showcase, which is my family. Of course, we had Loves family. That there's so many families that exactly made it be what it is and made it in a time of struggle. Exactly. In recent times, just last night, shout out to the Nebraska Writers Collective. They did a Harlem Renaissance Poetry Night. Just last night, it was a free event at Carriage House, Jocelyn Castle and Gardens. We got people right here in Omaha, Black folks that are understanding, that are speaking the same language right now, celebrating the Harlem Renaissance. And right now, it's super, super interesting. By the way, that flyer that they use there is artwork by one of my favorite artists, Aaron Douglas. This is the kind of work that he does, and he was a major influence in the Harlem Renaissance. A lot of his artwork is now kind of the definitive artwork of the time. So again, art being produced out of this time frame, music being produced out of this time frame, all the Love Supreme Warrior stuff being produced out of this time frame, and not just that, but business. Shout out to Jared Hall, bro. Shout out to everybody who got their entrepreneurial spirit on and they're building something, doing something. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's going along with the fight that we have to fight still. But to me, you fight and fight and fight. It's almost like the Sabbath for me. Like I'll fight 6 days a week and take Sunday off, go do something. Because what you fighting for unless you got a life to fight for, unless you got some things you want to do. Everybody I know that's the biggest activist I know play bass. Shout out Anthony Rogers Wright.
I mean, even militaries have drum corps.
Man.
bugle brigades.
Man. Tune in next time Monday. Of course, we're going to be jumping into a little Senator Cypher on Monday, but also we're going to talk a little bit about the Minecraft library, which I feel like is a legendary move for them to be putting these banned books behind some digital gates that a lot of people are having a hard time getting in. Also, shout out, man, we finally got some information on this Lincoln Liberation Library. Shout out to Majee Miller Jenkins who sent this to us. And we'll get you some information on this as well and talk about it more on Monday too. There's a few things out there that we definitely want to do that. Don't forget about Parlor Awards that's happening today. Shout out to them. You can go to their website or hit that QR code to get more information about that. Definitely check that out today if you can. But man, let's leave this thing with this kind of feeling of high anticipation. We talked a little bit about, man, Pinky's high in the sky. We talked a little bit about this. I'm super inspired about this trip to the new library. I'm super inspired about what Mayor Ewing had to say about what's going on in Omaha. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of things we need to hold his feet to the fire, but there's also a lot of good things that's happening because of the vision that he has to take Omaha into the future, man. He talks about it all the time. He wants Omaha to be the best city in America. And it sounded like a campaign propaganda thing that he said when I first heard it. But the more I hear it, the more he says it in scenes like this, where we have a state of the art, world class library that's just being built that is like no other library in the country, has features that no other library in the country have. People are going to be coming to Omaha to see about this new library system, this library that's a hybrid of traditional library, futuristic library, do space. It's incredible. So I'm highly inspired about a lot of things that's going on in Omaha, as well as enraged about things that are going on in Omaha. There's room for both of it. And I'm not going to just be enraged 6 days a week or 7 days a week. I'm going to take a day off at the very least and be inspired. And I encourage everybody else to do that as well.
Man, there you go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll come back, Black Dynamite. Stay tuned for sure. Appreciate everybody's comments, man. Buddy, what's standing out to you over there? I see you digging in.
Yeah, kind of peeping where the chat is going. Appreciate the comments we kind of already read. Pop said about the struggling and writing songs. Marlon Harrison giving some information about the Renaissance. Black Dynamite. I saw Black Dynamite pop up in the chat. Good morning to you. Talk about hour 3. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know, man. We got a couple things to get into, but he does say, hey, yo, the very end of that conversation with Jared was super dope. Just hearing about people's personal ideas and potential collaborations coming into fruition. That's what it's about, man. Teamwork, making the dream work. That's what we're here to do, to connect the dots, make it make sense. So again, we appreciate you. Also, brother Anthony Rogers right in the chat, giving us some information about a meeting that's coming up. If you have some times and places, please let us know. He says grassroots data centers meeting happening tomorrow. No additives, no preservatives, no NGO, no Democrat Party bull with super repetitious, insidious agendas for, by, of, and with the peep. So, we're all about power to the people doing things for themselves.
He said no MSG, no DNC, no NDP, OPPD, no OPD. All of them are worse for black people than bad hot sauce and raisins in the potato salad. Y'all heard.
Man. So yeah, the people coming together to have their own coming to God moment. So hey, man, definitely would love to see what comes out of that. Those in the community. Again, if you have any more information, please let us know. Time, dates, locations, stuff like that.
There you go. Wanda Lewis, we'll try to put you in touch there for your daughter. Put you in touch with Jared. Appreciate everybody that joined in, man, and that takes the time too to get busy with us when we're doing this kind of stuff too. Because again, Love Supreme on Fridays is kind of where we like to tackle. Going to the weekend feeling pretty good about how we're going to fight what we fight. And one of the ways we fight is not just by using our voice or writing letters or showing up or protesting, but it's also creating. And it's all part of the process. So we're doing it. Pop says, man, what a way to end the week. This show was awesome. Can't wait for Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. And again, mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops.
Yeah, thank you. And thank y'all for bearing with the technical difficulties. Of course, geostorms, things going on, and just technology does what it wants sometimes, man. So we appreciate y'all sticking through all of that, and hopefully gleaming something from the conversation. Again, reminder that SNAP benefits are partially reinstated up to 65%. So again, if you're awaiting those benefits, definitely call your local providers. You can call 877-247-6328 or check out ebtedge.com. Again, that's ebtedge.com to look up your benefits. And we'll be talking more about what this new government reopening means on Monday and more. So in the meantime, between time, take care of yourselves. A big shout out to our special guest, again, Brother Jared Hall, Sister Katie Raine, and without further ado, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away.
Appreciate you, man. Also, Heather Williams says another great show. Appreciate you. I really appreciate that very much. Thank you. If you missed any parts of the show, you can go back and check it out on YouTube, and do us a favor, share the show. Even when we're not live, you can share the show on your page if you are on Facebook, and also share the link to people that you think might be interested, so they can go over to YouTube and check out previous shows, like and subscribe when we get over there. Really appreciate that very, very much. Let's not forget that this was also the age of Garvey. Yeah, man. Appreciate that little last bit of information there, too. We talked about it a lot. Harlem Renaissance, Zoo Suit Rice, also the age of Garvey and the UNIA. So, yeah, lots to think about when we're in the throes of what's going on here. A lot can be born from it, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
That part.
Yep.
So create, invest in yourselves, read something, educate yourselves, fill up your cup. Let's come back Monday and do it again.
Let's do it again. Shout out to the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Thanks to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And thanks to you, chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Thanks for all your great comments today, your respect for our guests today, and your continued presence here to continue the conversation, but not just continue the conversation, but get to points of action and organization, which is what we really are trying to do too. So we appreciate you. Hang in there this weekend. Take care of each other. It's supposed to be a warm one today, man. Getting up to like 74. We got a rare warm day happening. Really? Yeah, 74 degrees outside today. So enjoy it.
Must be those solar flares. Must be that sun.
Yeah, we paying the price though for a warm day and to see the northern lights. All of a sudden, we know our tech ain't right, so we paying the price.
That part.
But we will continue this conversation on Monday. We'll see you then. You guys take care of yourselves. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.
By any means